What is up, people? We are back in Beyond Earth. This is the third part of our Infinite City Sprawl guide. I'm going to warn you right now, the audio for this file got messed up, so I am recording the sound after the game. So, first off, there's not going to be any game music or game sounds. It's just going to be my schmexy voice you're going to be hearing the entire time. And, of course, my brain's a little scatterbrained half the time if you haven't already caught on to that, so I'm going to be trying to interpret what I was thinking at the time that I was playing this game. So, bear with me here. Everything will be back to normal after this guide. But I just happened to not check this file well enough, and now that I've gotten a lot more of the game done, I don't want to go back and fix it and have to replay everything I've already done because I have good videos after this. So, you're kind of just going to have to bear with the lack of other noises going on while we play this game. Hopefully that's not too bad. I could have left the original audio file in, but the delay was just pissing me off, so I figured it would probably do the same for you guys. So this was the lesser of two evil routes I could have taken. So anyway, we are still going with our contact victory. We do have our fourth colonist right there. We did just get computing, which is nice. Spy agencies for the Winsies. We are going to keep sending Dora around. We do want to kind of scope out this entire northern continent since it is going to be where the entirety of our cities will be going for the remainder of this game. In our new city, trying to think about what we're going to build here. If we can build a health building, we're going to, and we can. We have a few choices, but we're probably going to go with this building because it does give us a little bit of science. For our next tech, we do have to let the tech tree load, but trying to think about what we want to do for our next tech, what would be intelligent. There's a couple choices we have. We would probably take geophysics, though. We do want to get geothermal discovered fairly quickly. Our colonist is where it needs to be. We are going to build our next settlement. Since it is on the coast, it will already be connected to our city, which is a nice little tidbit. So that way we won't have to connect it with a road just yet, or really ever. But yeah, we'll let that grow and continue with the rest of our stuff. We're probably going to build another health building in our capital. We do have low health. We do want to get that back up and running. We're going to keep exploring over here. But for most of this part, we're just going to we don't need any more. And continuing on, I had to take a short intermission there. Don't know if it was noticeable, but this video's already been audioly screwed over anyway, so let's keep with the rhythm. So looking around, I need to get rid of the ambient noise when I do these videos. I apologize for that, but we're gonna continue right along here. Getting our farms and such. I don't want to get too many farms. We did just find another station, but I don't want to get too many farms. And just because I don't want our cities to get too big, obviously some of our unhealthiness will come from having large-sized cities. So if we can keep them on the smaller side, around 3 or 4, that'll be doing pretty good. So I don't think one farm will be too bad, but we'll see when we get going. We'll build a farm here, because this city does need a little more, I think, but we'll see. Once we build the farm, over here we'll probably build a farm as well. Maybe a generator, but just continuing onward. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. I don't like not having the music in the background, or the game noises. It kind of drives me crazy, but what are you gonna do? So I do want to expand over that northern continent pretty successfully. But we do have to block off Brazil first. But like I said, right now we really kind of just want to focus on, there's a canyon there. We do kind of just want to focus on kind of re-getting our health back. When you do an ICS build in this game, from what I've seen so far, until your first few cities can actually start building the health buildings to cover themselves, you're kind of in a downward trend. But once you get cities that can actually get their own stuff, like this city now, we're going to get a Cyto nursery in. Once your cities can start building their own buildings and kind of gaining back the health that they kind of destroyed in their making, then it's easier to continue expanding. The first 2 or 3 cities we've had here, we've put them all down very quickly, and none of them have been able to get to the point where they can sustain themselves. So now that some of them are able to do that, we're going to be able to get rid of some of that unhealthiness. And it's not really as much about the early game. It's more how many cities do you have versus how many can actually sustain themselves. You can have 30 cities, but if you have 5 cities that can't sustain themselves, it's going to be a little bit of a pain. Unless you just happen to have enough excess health, which we don't at the moment. We do need to get some of our health back. We're going to pull this worker over to our other cities. We're probably going to want to build a road to connect our new coastal outpost once it becomes a city and connect it to the city below it. Kaiuen, I think it's called. I can't pronounce that for the life of me. But by connecting them, that will give them both a connection to my capital once the outpost is finished. We do want to make sure to explore this entire northern area. If we're going to expand up here, we need to know what is around, and also where the xenomass miasma is, like right there, because the problem is nests will respawn there eventually, so we will want to keep an eye on those things. This explorer is probably going to die, so we want to get him out of the miasma. Luckily, we do have a point in purity, so the aliens shouldn't attack, or can't attack our explorer, I should say. In our capital, we're going to probably get a pharma lab. We do need to try to get our health back, kind of remove those penalties. We do have another virtue. We do want to work toward that health, but we're not going to want to get the +2 population in each city, just because that's going to cause a lot more unhealthiness. It could be good later game, but right now we're just going to get the one that gives us +3 energy from trade routes. That'll be really helpful later in the game, especially where we're doing a contact victory. And then we'll get mind over matter after, because that 7 health boost will be really nice in helping us expand a little faster. So, kind of taking a look overall, we already have an overall strategy that we want to go with. We do have a point in purity. We're probably going to want to focus towards supremacy, just because of all the fraxite that appears to be in our northern area that we're going to take. We did just get geophysics, so that will reveal geothermal. We're going to have our explorer heal up, like I was just saying. And then we'll keep... we could build a mine, but I think we're just going to keep moving him to the left and make sure we get that road done. Looking at techs, there's a couple of options we have. We haven't dead set picked an affinity, so robotics could be good for a couple different reasons, obviously. We have a couple choices here, but we don't want to pick something too big. We might actually take alien biology. I think we will, because the immunity to miasma for the workers will be nice, because where we're going to probably gobble up a lot of land, there's going to be a lot of miasma for the workers to deal with. And that will give us a point in harmony. Not that that's something we will probably focus on, but it's always a benefit to have. But our main thing is that miasma immunity for workers will make it much less worrisome for our workers. I don't know what unit just got stuck in the middle of that alien mess, but they are going to get fadazzled. That is a technical term, by the way, fadazzled. Excuse me while I sit back in my chair and watch the show unfold. That thing's going to get destroyed. But, Brazil, good old thing. So while we're sitting here waiting for that to pass by, in the comments, let me know what other types of games I should play. I've been trying to think of unique games to play, and obviously I have the 5 that are already on my channel, and I need to get through those, but that'll probably take me 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just going to turn on the quick combat here. But, yeah, just let me know what you want to see, because, I'm, not that I'm lost on ideas, but I want to come up with something that you guys will be interested in. I have a couple ideas that people have talked about, do a very high-tech game, do a very low-tech super army game, completely random game. There's been a couple things, but I need some more ideas. So, and on top of that, I also want ideas for other games I can play. I can do Let's Plays and all that stuff. I've been looking at games I want to play, but I don't want to just, record myself and make a complete idiot of myself and not really have it be as enjoyable. Obviously, this is a new game, and I'm fairly good at strategy games, so you guys are probably learning quite a bit from these, hopefully. Plus, me being an ADD psychopath like I am, it's probably a little entertaining. We're gonna take the production from trade depots because obviously where we're going to be buying that in most of our new cities, we're going to want to have that extra production that'll help them get up and running quicker. We are going to continue our road. But yeah, as I was saying, any other games you want to see me play, I have most PC games under the sun, most of the very well-known games. And if you have any free-to-play games you want to see me play, let me know. I'll definitely check out free-to-play games. I can't promise anything on games that cost money, but I'll definitely, any new games I do decide to get, the content will go up on my channel. Oh look, a crashed satellite. Don't know if I noticed that when I originally played through this part, but I just noticed it now. Um, yeah. I just switched my workers there, and I don't know why. But, whatever. I'll send one up to build the mine, and obviously I'll send the other down to finish the road so that the cities are connected. Good stuff right there. Like I've said over the last couple videos, you know, where did my train of thought just go? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Don't you worry about it. So we're gonna build our road. We're gonna put our gunner on alert because this city right here is probably gonna be the one that we have the most war on. Not our capital, but the one we were at before. Because it's the border city, we're gonna have a lot of war. For those of you who played Civ 5, when you're playing ICS, you know, in some games you can kind of get away with having one unit at each city. When you're playing ICS and you get up to 15, 20, 30 cities, it's pretty unreasonable. So the best thing to do is like we're going to do, we're going to have all of our border cities pretty much be guarded and then the rest won't be. We're not going to take an old earth relic in this city because it's inside our other cities. We don't need to grab tiles as fast. So we're going to go right for the health buildings and then we're going to buy our trade depot just to get it up and running a little quicker. Normally I would buy a trade depot and I would also buy the two either trade vessels or trade convoys, but we're not really, we don't have the money yet. Later on maybe we'll get the money once we get our our trade routes really flowing. But for now there's not really a point in doing that. So like I was saying, yeah, you really only want to have units on your border. You don't need to have all your cities having troops because that's just a waste. You can pretty much tell where wars will be if you're going to have them, so just keeping troops there is important. We are going to build on the chitin so that we can get that resource farmed. I'm pretty sure it's chitin. I've always called it chitin, but everyone says it's chitin, so I will appease the peeps of the world. Our explorer's almost done. We did just get alien biology, which gives us a point in harmony, which is always a nice little boost, you know. But looking at our next tech, there's a couple of choices we have. We could go for this because of the Gene Garden, but we don't really need to. Robotics is probably a good choice. The CNDR is a really nice unit if you can get it early, just because of the damage it does. But we do need a couple of other things. Though a big thing we need is the Transcendental Math. Look around here for a sec, but I think no, we might actually go for something else first. Though we do need Transcendental Math. We can probably put that off for a little bit. Let me see. Gene Garden's obviously good, but we don't have enough points in Purity, I don't think, so that's not mandatory. We don't really need a Xeno Nursery. We're not really playing a Harmony game, nor can we really benefit from that right now. We don't have Xenomass. So, let's see here. Transcendental Equation is important. But it's not mandatory yet, so we'll go with robotics for now. Because getting tac jets will be nice for our war. Obviously, if we really want manufactories, we can put them down, but we probably won't use them this game. We already have enough health issues as it is. We don't need to add any more, but the biggest thing, I think tac jets will be nice. And being able to build into the CNDR will be nice. Now, we are going to take the regular +1 production from Cyto Nurseries. We're not going to be building a ton of units, so that's A-OK. Looks like our explorer's not healing. We're going to send Dora back out to the left, or to the east? West. And we're going to finish exploring what we hope to have be our land. I'm telling you, it's really weird recording the audio after. I'm going to really make sure I don't mess this up again, because I don't like trying to transcribe what I was thinking at the time period, because I can't even remember what I ate 15 minutes ago, let alone what I was thinking when I recorded this. So, some people like recording after. I don't. I just, I find it's more interesting to myself to go back and watch videos when I just kind of go with the flow, because it's like I say random things in the moment. I will literally go back and watch this video, or I will go back and watch a different video a day later and be like, oh, I didn't even know I said that. We're going to continue building health buildings. We want to try to get in the green. Obviously, we can't expect to maintain a green or positive health where we're going for an ICS build, but we can at least try to bring it a little closer to a neutral state. And we're going to keep exploring with our worker. There is our explorer. There's a lot of Faraxite up there. Supremacy definitely smells sexy from what we're seeing. Gonna move our worker around a little bit. We did finish that mine, which is nice. After this video, the rest of this guide will be switching to a 15 to 20 minute format, so let me know what you guys think of that. It might make it a little easier. It's also a lot easier for me in some ways. I'm realizing now that it's easier to fix a 15 to 20 minute video than it is a 30 to 45 minute video. But anyway, trying to stay on topic here. I'm going to keep exploring. There's a lot of resources up here, a lot of titanium. Obviously, we've gone over the Faraxite. We're going to have this worker grab this Resolin just to get it out of the way. That siege worm just chilling there. It's kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie. It's coming toward our city. I think we're going to take it down, Siege worms are a little hard to kill. You obviously killing them with regular units is a bit of a bitch, but 10 shots from a city will kill them. And there is a quest to kill a siege worm, and the bonus is stagnant, meaning that no matter what time of the game you do it at, you get the bonus. The number of the bonus doesn't change at all. Like, it's not like the longer you go in a game, the better the reward is. This bonus is static, so no matter when you do it, you get the same bonus. So doing it really early in the game is actually extremely helpful. So I think we are going to take it down. Just because it's probably going to be in the area for a little while. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll make a decision soon. But yeah, we'll keep exploring. I do want to try to get this entire northern area uncovered. We do have our next colonist. Trying to think about what I want to build next. Could do a spy agency to get that out of the way. Could do a couple of different things here. We do need more science. We could use some gold. But just, what do I want to do? We'll go with that, yeah. But, and then over here we'll probably want to go with our pharma lab. But yeah, we got another colonist. We're going to go around the back of that lake because I don't want the siege worm to take our colonist. And I know we really don't want to expand too much, but I really want to make sure that I get my cities down before, I really need to make sure I go probably 2 cities to the west, because that way it'll seal off the northern part of that area of the continent, and by doing that, we don't have to worry about Brazil taking any of it, and that will give us almost complete and total access to that northern part for expanding a good 20, 30 cities up there. We will pretty much have all that we need. So let's see here. We're going to shoot at the siege worm. I'm going to shoot with this ranger and that whopping 1 damage. We're going to take the extra health, obviously. That'll help our cities get better. I don't want open borders. I don't, when I'm playing ICS, I try to not have open borders. Yeah, I don't know what they're getting about. They're not getting that. I don't like to have open borders in ICS because I always feel like they're going to sneak by me and grab some of my land. I don't think the AI are that coordinated, but why take the chance? Our Ranger did get promoted. Obviously, there's no damage to his health, so we'll probably take the combat bonus, but I mean, of all the choices we have, why not take the one? Hugh Hugh. Yeah. Do that quickly, put it back on alert. We will have our workers continue building generators and mines. That's going to be kind of the main focus. We don't need a ton of farms. Like I said, we want to keep our cities small. So that's going to be our big thing. We're going to continue exploring with Dora here. Continue up this and finish up that little icy area up there just to see what's going on. But we're not doing too bad right now. We haven't caused any wars yet. I'm sure at some point we will have a war. We did just finish robotics, so we do now have our tac jets, our manufactories if we really need them. But the biggest thing is just having tac jets will be nice, and being able to go into the CNDRs will also be nifty. Um, Continue building those. And what do we want to do for our next tech? We have a couple choices, obviously. We could build the CNDR tech, but where we don't have Firaxite yet, it's not totally necessary. The supremacy point would be nice, but we'll see. We'll see. We do also need that transcendental equation, so I think we're going to get that out of the way, because in order to win our contact victory, we do need it. We don't want to waste too much time. We do have our next colonist. Excuse me. So with that, we should be able to seal off on the other side of that lake. We're going to trade with Magan. We could give our other places production, but that 18 gold or 17 gold, whatever it was, is pretty damn nice. We're going to keep shooting at the siege worm. I'm hoping eventually we're going to end up killing it because it's staying in between the two cities I have now and the one I'm going to put up later. Robust exchange. I like the word robust. I think I've said that at some point. Robust. Anyway, yeah, that siege worm's pretty much going to be mincemeat because it's staying right in between two of our cities, and once this third city goes down, it's going to be right in between more of them, so killing it's not going to be much of an issue. There is some floatstone up here, that's pretty nice, but not enough to make a significant difference. Put our gunner back on alert. Even though it's getting kind of annoying and it's not really doing damage, we might as well do what we want. Luckily, that siege worm can't do much damage to our stuff. And it's just staying in those two tiles, which I'm always happy about. Alright, let's take this colonist and get it in place right here, and we'll settle it. So it's going to start building into our next city. We're going to continue shooting down the siege worm. Hopefully we get a nice little bonus from that. Now that we've explored up here, we're going to send Dora down here. We're going to continue exploring downward toward the Cavathan Protectorate. We finished our mine. I would get that titanium, but there is a siege worm kind of blocking me. So we'll go get that tile for our other city. Yeah, hopefully we can kind of kill that siege worm. It's kind of in the way. I mean, they look dope and everything, but I don't want open borders, people. Jesus. But, yeah. It's kind of in the way. I do want the nice little bonus from it, and getting it out of the way, like I said, will be great. Excuse me. I'm getting too old for this. So, trade vessel is back. We are going to send you... Decisions. They're both basically our coastal cities. We'll send it to this one instead. It's a little more isolated, so probably should. Should probably build some workers, but I'm gonna get the spy agency out of the way. We're gonna be able to steal some energy and some science. That way, it's gonna be a nice little thing. For this city, we do probably want to continue our health, so we will go with this building. Usually, I have a very specific build order when I play ICS. I usually say the buildings you build depend on your situation and specialization, but in ICS, unless there's an immediate change, most of my cities will almost have the exact same build, and that will be the minute it goes up, I buy a trade depot as well as the trade convoys, and then I will build all the health buildings, or the first three, and then from there, if it needs units, I will build some units, but otherwise, I will kind of alternate. Once the health buildings are there, I will build between production and science, and I'll build science buildings while I can. I will build production. We want to get this petroleum. And then I'll build production. Say a building takes more turns than I really want it to. Then I'll build the next production building. And then I'll go back to building whatever I was doing, which was either science or gold or whatever. But that's pretty much kind of how it works. There's kind of a hierarchy to it. You build science buildings first, you build production buildings next, and then gold buildings. The only time you switch production for science is when it's going to take too long. When you feel that your next science building is going to take too long to build, you should probably take a production building instead. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, we're going to bring this gunner back. I don't know why I moved it. I think it was a misclick on my part. We are slowly coming up on the end of this video here. The siege worm sitting right on that titanium, which is both preventing me from getting titanium and it's preventing me from putting down my road. But I can't move a worker there quite yet, so I'm gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna finish off the siege worm probably next turn. And looking at what I want to build, we'll get our trade convoys going. We didn't have enough to buy them this early in the game, so that's fine. Want to do that up. We will grab a pharma lab next just to keep our health going up. We still haven't hit green yet, so we want to do that. That would be a wise decision. We did find a resource pod. That's a little nice. We'll come back to that later, though. Here, we're probably going to build a generator. We already got a farm, so we don't want any more than that. We'll put our gunner back on alert, or ranger, whichever one it is. Interchangeable names OP. Gonna shoot the siege worm. Not quite dead yet, but pretty close. Not too much longer for it. Put it on alert. Just wait it out. That siege worm will be dead soon. We're gonna go grab this resource pod, see what we get. We get some energy. That's always nice. That nice moolah, baby. Excuse me. We are at the 28-minute mark, or a little past the 28-minute mark. I'm so used to recording 15 to 20-minute videos now, so the fact that this one's 30 minutes or 35 is destroying my face. We're just gonna keep going south. We're gonna have to heal up our worker again soon, or our explorer. My bad. That generator is almost done, or is done. So probably gonna send them back over to here. Once that siege worm's dead, we're gonna wanna build a road and titanium anyway, and it will likely be dead by the time our worker gets there. So that is dandy. Just thinking about how this game's gonna go. We're doing pretty good now. That siege worm is, of course, out of our range again. Next turn, it'll come back. I think I'm going to try to go ham and kill it, but it didn't work. I wanted to try to send my ranger to get that glory, but it won't. But the siege worm won't kill it. The siege worm can only move one tile. For this city, I think we finished our health buildings. We're going to get our trade convoys next because, like I said earlier, we weren't able to buy them right off. So our generator did get finished, so we're going to send this worker over to here, and we're going to build a farm because that tile is going to be owned by our capital. I don't know if I actually explained this in detail earlier, but obviously when you click on your city's name, you bring up the city screen, and you can select which tiles are being worked by your city. If you're going to do this like I did it, where I gave my capital all the tiles around it as if it was a normal city, which like does hinder the neighboring cities that are near it. Like as you can see here, that tile is currently being worked by our other city, so we are going to take it and we are going to take the one below it. We want all our tiles that the capital can take to be worked by the capital. So there is one to the left I missed, but I'll get it later. Working on some different things. Gonna finish off that siege worm. I think this is the final blow. We did get it. We got science and culture. That is a nice little boost. Wasn't as big as I'd hoped it would be, but it's better than nothing. I'm not going to complain. So we're going to pull our ranger back. We did get another virtue from it, so we are going to finally get that mind over matter, give us +7 health, and we are now in the positive health. Finally, it is about damn time. So that is a really nice achievement, finally. So that means we'll be able to expand a lot nicer. Usually positive health means expand more. But yeah, we're going to want to expand more, which we'll probably cover more in the next video. But let's finish up this one. We did just finish our spy agency. So we can now use our spies. Our worker's going to build the farm, like I said, so our capital can get a little bulkier. We are going to have to select a project. We're probably going to go with the health one because if we do have any idle agents, that's going to be the best place for them. As for where our spies are going to go, we're going to check who the top civs are. So far, we have the Franco-Iberia, the Cavithan Protectorate, and the African Union. Looks to be our top 3. And we're in 5th place. That's not terrible. You know, like I said, once we get snowballing, I think we'll probably fly to the top of this list. But right now, those 3 are the top ones, so we're going to spread our cities out, or spies out among the top 3 or 4 people. We're going to send one to Franco-Iberia. We're going to send one... yeah, we'll send one to the ARC, which is where the 2nd place was, and then we'll send one to the African Union, where the 3rd place was. And I usually do that because if they're in the lead, they probably have better tech, which means I can steal it easier. We are going to build another colonist to finish sealing off Brazil. But I think that's going to end it for this video. As always, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment with constructive tips and other types of games you want to see. I think that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. It's almost over. I don't think I'm going to end up doing any more turns, so... yeah, you know, let me know what you think of this guide, and I will see you in my next video. Don't let that siege worm get you, bros. If you know what I mean. Hew, 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 hew.